Alright, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. We got NeoFly over in the Middle East, and we also have Beyond ATC for our communications. So appreciate you tuning in, appreciate the love and support. We got a long flight today, but we're going to pause the video, or pause the recording, so that it's not too long, but nonetheless, we're going to get this thing going here. So we got our passengers on board. We're already sitting on the runway. Since it is a long flight, we figured we'd cut out the taxi. So we're going to go ahead and get everything going here. Let's get our altitude preset here to something reasonable, and then we'll adjust it accordingly once we get up in the air and information from ATC. So let's see what we got going on here. So we got center at 120.3. Or that would be 120.3. So 120.3. Let's go ahead and change that frequency. And then go ahead and request clearance.
Cheyenne Air, November 11361. Request IF our clearance to Ramsar.
Cheyenne Air, November 11361. Tehran radar, cleared to Ramsar Airport via Lama 2 Alpha departure. Runway 29, climb to 2,000 feet, the scope 4156.
Cleared to Ramsar Airport via Lama 2 Alpha departure. Runway 29er, climb to 2,000 feet, squawk 4156, Cheyenne Air, November 11361.
Cheyenne Air, November 11361, read back correct. Start or taxi at pilot's discretion. Hold for release. Report holding short runway 29er.
Start or taxi at pilot's discretion. Hold for release. Report holding short runway 29er. Cheyenne Air, November 11361. Cheyenne Air, November 11361. Short of 29er, holding for release.
Cheyenne Air, November 11361, released for departure. Clearance void if not off by 900 Zulu. If not off by 900 Zulu, contact no later than 910 Zulu. Time now 841 Zulu. Frequency change approved.
Released for departure. Cheyenne Air, November 11361.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and change our squawk here to, what was that? 4156. And then we're going to go ahead and take off here. So appreciate you tuning in. Let's go ahead and get this thing up in the air, shall we? Let's get rid of some of that trim. 15 degrees flat.
Sky 2 by 725, passing flight level 235, climbing to flight level 340.
Sky Dubai 725, Tehran radar. Good day, identified. Continue climb to flight level 340.
Continue climb to flight level 340, Sky Dubai 725.
Pilot, have a
Sky
nice
Dubai
flight.
759, contact Tehran radar 126.9.
Center on 126.9, Sky Dubai 759.
Altitude.
Tehran radar, Cheyenne Air, November 11361. Passing 800 feet, climbing to 2,000 feet.
Cheyenne Air, November 11361, Tehran radar. Good day, identified. Climb flight level 400.
Climb flight level 400. Cheyenne Air, November 11361.
Sky Dubai 268, cleared view tape for Charlie arrival, runway 30 left.
Cleared view tape for Charlie arrival, runway 30 left, Sky Dubai 268.
Sky Dubai 268, report ready for descent.
Ready for descent, Sky Dubai 268.
Sky Dubai 268, descend to flight level 120.
Descend to flight level 120, Sky Dubai 268.
Radar, Irana 626, passing flight level 330, descending to flight level 065.
Ironia 626, Taron radar identified.
I was just looking at the route here on nav map, and it looks like we got some elevation here. Kind of peaks up at about 8,000 feet. So we got some mountain terrain coming up. We're crossing over 11,000 feet. Alright, not too much going on, so we're going to go ahead and pause the video and then we'll resume once we hit our cruising altitude. It's currently set for 40,000 feet, but I might actually get that reduced to 30,000. I don't think there's a reason why we need to be 40,000 feet in the air, but we'll see. Alright, so we reached our cruising altitude of 34,000. I did reduce it from the 40,000. Figured there was no reason to climb all the way up to 40,000. So here we are sitting at 34,000. We got some nice cruise speed here of 213, 214 now, and climbing just a little bit. Engine output is 92, so we're going to adjust that accordingly once our cruise altitude kind of levels out, or if it tries to max out. So we'll reduce the engine output at that point. Usually it's around 83% or so, but we're going to try to test our cruising altitude speed here and see if we can get up to like 250 or so. But we are under live weather here, so here in Iran, let's see what time it is in Iran right now. Let's see. So what time is it in Iran? Sorry, I'm typing with my left hand here and I'm right-handed. It is right now currently 12:38 p.m. on Tuesday, June 30th. So here we are. So Iran 12:38. It is GMT plus 3:30. And then how about weather in Iran? -92 degrees today. That's a nice one. Currently 89 degrees. No rain in the forecast here. Well, I guess maybe at 1 o'clock it has a slight chance. So, hot and dry, ladies and gentlemen, in Iran. Now we're currently at 245. 244, so I think we're actually good at 93%. So looking at our nav map here, we got a few waypoints, but yeah, so we took off over in the Persian Gulf here, and we're flying north up through Iran, and then we'll see where we go. If we go to Turkey, if we go to Georgia, but we're going to make our way up over here, I do so believe. So maybe Romania, Bulgaria. Oh, there's Hungary over there. Oh, that's Turkey. Sorry, I don't even remember what I just said. But yeah, so we're going to head over this way, probably go over to Switzerland and France. I know there's some mountain terrain over here in Switzerland. I think this is the Alps, maybe? Mount Blanc. I remember hearing something about that. Let's do a search for that.
They're on radar. Sky 2 by 613, flight level 360.
Sky 2 by 613, Tehran radar identified.
So Mount Blanc is the highest mountain in Europe outside of the, yeah, so it's the second most prominent mountain in Europe. Very cool. Yeah, here is Mount Blanc. That is over in Italy. It is an impressive mountain. There was a 1999 disaster. where a transport truck caught fire in the tunnel. In total, 39 people were killed. And then elevation of Mount Blanc is 15,771 feet. That is a very impressive mountain. And here is the summit. Beautiful, very...
Radar, Expovia 226, passing flight level 339, climbing to flight level 370.
Expovia 226, terrain radar identified.
Yeah, very, very big feat for the people who climbed that. But beautiful, beautiful photo here. Go ahead and make sure our speed is still good. Not bad. Alright, so we'll go ahead and pause the video here. I can basically look at mountain photos for all day long, so but nonetheless, we will pause the video and resume back once we get a little closer to airport, or if we see some impressive mountain ranges here ourselves.
Descend to flight level 170. Cheyenne Air, November 11361.
Alright, so we got orders to descend down to 17,000 feet, so we're going to go ahead and resume the recording here and do so accordingly. So what I did was I reduced my speed a little bit because I was doing 266 knots, and reduced it down to about 250, 240, and then started my descent here. If it kind of creeps up a little bit more here, I'm going to have to level out, reduce my speed again, and then resume descent. But we do have 85 nautical miles to go. I guess as we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our flight here. So we got 77 nautical miles to go. We are looking at a moderate runway. It's 4,906 feet in length, so not too much room for error. I'm not sure which one yet, 31 or 13 that we're going to be landing at, but we'll see once we get a little closer and get some direction from ATC.
Cheyenne Air, November 11361, descend to 1,000 feet, wind 1012.
Alright, that was us, so we're going to descend down to 11,000 feet now.
Descend to 11,000 feet. QNH 1012. Cheyenne Air, November 11361.
our speed reduce a little bit more before we actually start that descent again. But we are going to go ahead and get a little closer to our flight plan here. It's 70 miles to go. Crossing over 14,000.
On radar, noise 731, flight level 369er.
Now at 731, Tehran radar identified.
Altitude.
Alright, leveling out at 11,000. Alright. So, recording there, peaking out at about -25 on the outside. Oh, this is interesting. So, looking at our runway here in our map, so 68 feet is the elevation of the runway, which makes sense because it's like right on the water here for the Caspian Sea. But like where we're at right now is about 5,800 feet.
Zagros 3022, contact Tehran radar 119.3.
Contact her on radar 119.3, Zagros 3022.
So it seems like we're going to have to fly over this mountain ridge here and then kind of make a pretty sharp descent from probably 11,000 feet to nothing, basically. So it's going to be a quick one here. almost up to the waypoint PAXID, and then we're going to be turning about 19 degrees. So we're going to be going north-northeast. We've got 47 miles to go. Alright, so we're coming up there, and now we're going to make that right-hand turn. I love the clouds up there. So we're going to go over this mountain range and then make a sharp final descent.
Speed by 2 Whiskey Kilo. Contact Tiff on radar 119.3.
Contact her on radar 119.3, Sky Dubai 2 Whiskey Kilo. Have a good day.
So current local time in Iran is 1:54 p.m. We're going to go ahead and get our altitude down to about 5,000 just temporarily. Not actually executed, but just on the flight plan, or the, not the flight plan, the, I don't know what we call that, but we're setting it to 5,000 for anticipation on our descent. We've got a few other planes around the area, but nothing in our immediate proximity to the airport. Do kind of wonder if we're going to clear this mountain range though. So with that, we're going to go ahead and increase our altitude
Altitude.
Yeah, we're not going to make that. So we'll go ahead and execute our own.
CNAir November 11361, climb 1012, expect radar vectors from Dividend Zulu, approach runway 31.
QNH1012, expect radar vectors for enemy Zulu, approach runway 31. Cheyenne Air November 11361.
Alright, so we're at 12,300. Still not quite sure.
Altitude.
So we're going to execute a little bigger one. Just to clear these mountains.
CNAir November 11361, turn right, heading 025, vectors for the approach.
Turn right, heading 025. Cheyenne Air November 11361.
CNAir November 11361, contact Tehran radar 119.3, good day.
Center on 119.3. Cheyenne Air November 11361. Tehran radar, Cheyenne Air November 11361, passing 12,800 feet, descending to 1,000 feet.
Cheyenne Air November 11361, Tehran radar, identified.
Oh, wow.
Cheyenne Air November 11361, descent to 5,000 feet.
Descend to 5,000 feet. Cheyenne Air November 11361.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and reduce our landing gear, or retract our landing gear. I'm not too comfortable we're getting down to 2,000 or 5,000 feet at the moment. I feel like we got a little more mountain range to go. And with these clouds and not being able to see, it's a little sketchy. But we'll try for now. We'll do a slow descent. We'll try to be ready to pause it just in case. But it seems like we're coming out of it. Once we get to this green area, we should be good. We got 11.1 miles to go. Crossing over 11,500. Yeah, this is sketchy to say the least. There we go. Now we can see. A little more comfortable with starting a steeper descent. Gonna introduce 15 degrees of flaps. Actually, maybe you know what? We're gonna go 30. I think that's the airport there. So it looks like we're gonna be landing at runway number 31.
Altitude.
We're coming up to 5,000. Got 4.6 miles to go. I'm going to execute a right-hand turn here. So we need to give ourselves a little...
Cheyenne Air November 11361, turn right, heading 120.
Nice.
Turn right, heading 120, Cheyenne Air November 11361.
They instructed us to do that anyway, so that was a good thing. Increase our engine output a little bit there. We're getting a little too trimmy.
Cheyenne Air November 11361, turn right, heading 130.
Turn right, heading 130, Cheyenne Air November 11361.
Alright, I think we're good with 15 degrees of flaps at this point. Should increase our speed a little bit and reduce our trim.
Cheyenne Air November 11361, turn left, heading 055.
Turn left, heading 055, Cheyenne Air November 11361.
Cheyenne Air November 11361, descend to 4,000 feet.
Descend to 4,000 feet, Cheyenne Air November 11361.
Cheyenne Air November 11361, turn left, heading 025.
Turn left, heading 025, Cheyenne Air November 11361.
Altitude.
Cheyenne Air November 11361, turn left, heading 025, descend to 1,600 feet.
Turn left, heading 025, descend to 1,600 feet, Cheyenne Air November 11361.
Cheyenne Air November 11361, contact Ramsar Tower 122.9er.
Over to Tower 122.9er, Cheyenne Air November 11361. Ramsar Tower, Cheyenne Air November 11361. Enemy Zulu approach runway 31.
Cheyenne Air November 11361, Ramsar Tower, wind 020 degrees, 7 knots, runway 31 cleared to land.
Runway 31 cleared to land. Cheyenne Air November 11361.
All right, we got clear to land, so we're going to go ahead and line up to the runway here. So with that first, we got to kind of turn around.
Altitude.
The airport is going to be sitting somewhere right on the coast. So we're going to keep our descent here. And then we're going to make a right-hand turn.
Altitude.
To 031. Or 310, I think. What does it sit at? 305, actually. First, we got to line up to it. Coming in super low, but that's all right. We are pretty much right on target here. There's the runway right there.
Autopilot.
All right, we're going to take autopilot off, take full control. Speed's a little high. Looking a little right. Wind's coming in about 10 knots from right to left. All three landing gears down. Beautiful scenery here with the water and the mountains. We're going to go ahead and cut throttle. Speed 127. We're looking good. Coming in right there in the trees. Threshold numbers 31. And
That wasn't the softest landing I've seen.
there you go. Not too bad. A little skip, but we're good.
Contact ground for your parking assignment, then shut down your engine.
Cheyenne Air November 11361, exit next available taxiway. Cheyenne Air November 11361. Exit next available taxiway.
Alright, go ahead, park there. Acknowledge the instructions.
Exit next available taxiway. Cheyenne Air November 11361.
And we will go ahead and grab a thumbnail here. Well, I guess first let's go ahead and cut our engines. I'll grab that thumbnail.
Transporter, you can open the doors and begin the disembarkation.
Alright, let's go ahead and see what that landing was. I mean, it wasn't the softest landing, but I don't think it was that bad. Yeah, 182. That's not terribly awful. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate the love and support. We'll see you on the next one.